Go on then, mate.
I'm back again. You was away.
I was away.
Then it was my birthday.
Yep.
And now we're here.
Yep.
Should we talk about my birthday present?
Yeah, I got a fucking bone to pick with you. Big one.
Yeah. So
Big problem. So, do you want my side first?
Go.
So we have that? Right. So, it was Ash's birthday, and this is what happened. I get a phone call through Instagram whilst I'm at work, and even my phone didn't know what was going on, so it spazzed out a little bit, and I was connected to the work van at the time, so I don't think the van really knew how to take an Instagram call, because who rings people off of Instagram? And then I unlocked my phone, and then it just said Gem, because obviously Gem's got that weird squiggly writing as her name on Insta, isn't she? Yeah, weird squigglies. My first thought was he's dead. Something's happened and he's died, or something serious. He's fallen out of a tree. Something has happened, and I'm being notified. I don't know why I would be notified, but I'm being notified.
Business partner.
My business partner's fucked.
Business partner's dead.
And so I answered the phone. I went, Gem, you good? You all right? He says, oh yeah, no, I'm absolutely fine. She's like, it's Ash's birthday. She was like, I don't know what to get him. And she was like, I don't really know much about the gaming side of stuff. So she was like, you're the only person that I could think of that would know him well enough, and then know what we're talking about. So can you help me figure out what to get him? I went, yeah, of course I can. And she was going through all the stuff that she got you, and she was like, but you ain't going to be fucking excited by any of that. I need to get him something else. And then she was like, I'm on his PlayStation, and I'm on his wish list. I went, all right, fucking decent start, because I said he's got a Steam wish list. I said he's got a PlayStation one. I said, don't bother with the Steam one. And she was like, I wouldn't dare touch that Steam Deck. She was like, I ain't got a fucking clue. She was like, I would not go anywhere near it. I said, it's fine, but I said he's got that wish list on Steam because he wants to know when there's a deal. So I said, there's no point grabbing any of that. I said, it's probably the same with PlayStation, but fuck it. And she was like, there's loads of shit on here. I said, we'll just start reeling some stuff off. I said, and I'll work it out. And she said Oblivion remaster. And I said, yeah, that's decent. But I said he wants that, but I said he has already played Oblivion before. So I was like, it won't really be that much more exciting. And then she reads off a couple of other games, and then she reads off Indiana Jones. And I went, oh, Indiana Jones. I said, oh no, sorry, I am wrong. Originally, I said Oblivion, but then she couldn't get that on Amazon. And she was like, so I'll just buy it through the store. I said, don't do that because it will notify him that you've done it. I said, you can't. I said, you're better off getting him a physical game. And then she was panicked because she was like, I don't know if he's going to have any storage, blah, blah, blah. He's got like another hard drive that he uses. So that's absolutely fine. I said, he can just install it onto that. I said, it's not a problem. And so I was like, right, can't get Oblivion on Amazon. So I was like, right, what about Indiana Jones? Because I said, if he's got it on his wish list, I said, he must be interested. I said, I think we both wanted to play it at some point. So I said, can you get that on Amazon? And she was like, yeah, of course I can. So I was like, right. So I was like, right, we'll do that then. Buy that. And she was like, oh, thank you so much. I said, let me know if he likes it or not. I said, worst case scenario, he don't like it and it's Amazon and you just return it. And she was like, yeah. But I was like, I'm sure he'll love it. And then what happens? I get a message on your birthday from Gemma. He hates it. No. I'll tell you what, because I still have the fucking she chat.
Said, mission abort.
She said, where is it? She said, mission abort, Indiana was not a success. Well, because she rung me and she said, Jones is coming to the Harris Prince household. And then I said, he'll love it. And if he doesn't, I'll buy it off you. And she said, I'll blame you if he doesn't. I said, I'll take that. I'll take the flack. It's fine. And then she messaged me on the 2nd of May at half 7 in the evening. She messaged me. She said, mission abort, Indiana was not a success. I said, what the fuck, really? She said, yeah, I definitely blamed you. I said, for fuck's sake, why the fuck is it in his cunty wish list then? What the fuck? You tell him to give his fucking bald head a wobble, God damn. And then she said, I know, I was shocked. And I told him the whole story and he laughed. So I then kicked off and said, well, why the fuck is it on his wish list? Pull the tit on it. I'm not happy at all. And she said, I have no idea. I will never look at that wish list again or trust his loss ever again. So now Indiana has to return to whence he came. I'm upset for you. I apologise. I forgive you. You want to fucking explain that? Why is it? Because I said this to all the lads at work and all, because I was fuming. I felt like a right dick. Because I was like, why is that on your wish list? What's the fucking point? If you don't want to play it, that's fine. I understand that. That's not a problem. But forgive me, Prince, when your wife has rung me up with a wish list in front of her and I've plucked a game off of that wish list, which is a AAA, and thought, yeah, he'll probably like that. And then you've turned around and gone, nah, don't like it.
Right, start at the beginning. So, I had no idea she was doing this.
Well, obviously.
Okay? So, but I had an inkling. I didn't have an inkling she spoke to you, but there was a few telltale signs that started adding up. She initially said, I got you another present. I took a big gamble. And I was like, well, that's interesting. Great. So my mind starts going into overdrive.
Baldur's Gate Collector's Edition.
Yeah. I'm a smart guy, man. I can get little bits. I can extract little bits of information from sentences. Evelyn, my daughter at the dinner table, we was talking about something and she said the word wish list and I was like, that's a strange word.
That's not in your vocabulary as a child.
That's a strange word to come out of your mouth. But I didn't think too much of it. And then I was playing Call of Duty with Clarky and he asked me why my name was Ashley Wubba Wubba Harris Prince. I said, I don't know why my name is Ashley Wubba Wubba. Gemma started laughing.
Wubba Wubba.
She'd changed my fucking name on the PlayStation to Ashley Wubba Wubba. She'd also...
she'd used the one-time free change?
No, not my profile name, just not my PSN name, just my profile name.
Your profile name.
And she'd also changed my description to something else as well, like
so you're like, she's been on my PlayStation.
Yeah, so then I started, hold on, why has she been on the PlayStation
Wish list,
for?
got me something.
Wish list, yeah.
Gamble.
So I text myself this message at 20 past 7 in the morning.
It's a long message that you've texted yourself.
This is a message to myself to guess my present. Following acquired evidence, i.e. Gem turning on the PlayStation 5 and changing my details, wubba wubba. Evelyn mentioning the word wishlist, I advise that you, Gem Harris Prince, have purchased the game in its physical form from my wishlist from Amazon. Following this evidence, I believe that game to be one of the following: the first Berserker Kazan, Assassin's Creed Shadows, or Rise of the Ronin. I also think there's potential that it could be Lords of the Fallen, which would be very funny because I bought that on the 22nd of April for £18. It's now back up to full price and I haven't downloaded it yet. So I showed her this message because she was desperate after I told her that I thought I knew what it was. She laughed and said, you are way off the mark. She gave me the present. I felt it. I was like, I am way off the mark because this feels like something completely different. She'd put it in a wash bag. So I unwrapped a wash bag and was like, oh, sick. And then I felt the game inside. I was like, oh. As I peeled that zip, she must have seen my face go from pure excitement to just absolute disappointment.
Yeah, but why?
Because I can play that for fucking free on the Xbox. It's on fucking Game Pass for free. I could literally play it for free.
Yeah, but then you have to play it on the Xbox.
Yes, but that's not a big deal, is it? So I was just like, thank you.
You weren't though, were you? I know you weren't.
I was thankful.
I fucking know you weren't.
I was thankful, but she knows me too well.
Yep.
She went, you didn't want that, did you? I said, if I'm honest, not really.
That's not what you want to hear, if I'm honest.
If I had to choose a game, that probably would have been the last one I picked on the entire wish list.
For fuck's sake, what would you have picked?
That wish list is large. Any of the others I mentioned.
Rise of the Ronin.
Preferred that.
Fuck's sake.
Kazan would have preferred that. Oblivion, obviously.
Yeah, but Kazan, she said that first, and I thought no because you just got Lords of the Fallen.
Correct, yeah, but I still would have preferred that.
Take it off your wish list. Why is it on your wish list?
I don't know because I probably thought if it goes down to a 5
exactly
or
what
something.
I'm saying. So you can see the confusion. That's never going to go down to a 5.
I'm not blaming you.
No, I blame because I feel a fool. You've made me feel a fool because your wife come to me of all the people that she could have gone to Clarky, but she didn't. She come to me. And I felt quite privileged in that. I enjoyed the thoughtfulness of it. And I fucked up. And I've worked very hard to impress Gemma. and now I feel like I've soiled that bond slightly,
right.
because now she's never going to come to me again with those sorts of questions.
No one is to blame here, and I would take responsibility for it. However, it's my wish list.
It's your wish
I
list.
would never expect someone to go through my wish list and buy stuff like it.
No,
So
that's fair enough.
So for me to put something on my wish list, and then be bought it, and then be like, "You fucking idiot!" I would never have expected that.
But I understand why you don't want it, because yes, you can get it free on Game Pass. Fair enough, right? Take it. Why did it ever make it on the wish list then? That's what I don't get.
Because
why the fuck was it ever on there?
The way I see it is, if it was a tenner, 15 quid.
Yeah, but it's never going to be that.
It will one day. I would probably buy it one day if it was that price, because that's the price of Game Pass for the month, and I'd rather play on PlayStation. But it's probably one of them games I'll play in 10 years or never at all. It's interesting, but I'd probably rather watch it.
I think the same about it, to be fair. I've got no real massive interest to
The annoying thing is, which I didn't think of until you said, she couldn't bet it on Amazon, would have been Oblivion. And the annoying thing is, she said to me that was the game that she saw and was like, that's the one that I should get, because I know he likes Elder Scrolls stuff. So she'd already made her mind up.
Yeah.
But obviously, if it was on Amazon, she could have.
If it was a physical, we would have gone with that.
Yeah.
But we couldn't.
Well, then that's exactly. So no one's to blame here. It was just a strange turn of events.
Did it get sent back?
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I said to her, you know me, if it's got swords and goblins in it, buy it. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, but
if there's swords and goblins...
Indiana Jones has swords in it and whips.
No goblins. But I do... it all worked out well enough in the end, because it got sent back, and then we spent that money on electricity instead. So I end up with nothing, apart from more electricity. So, we live and learn. I thought it was very sweet. I said to her the gesture meant more than the game. She'd gone to a lot of effort. She'd tried her best. She'd gone onto the wish list. She'd spoke to you. She'd done everything possibly could. It's my own preference that's ruined her surprise. So no one to blame. But yeah, it's a funny turn of events, because then she said, I asked the stinky log, and I was like, this makes it even funnier.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not
all good. It's all good.
I asked the stinky log. I love that. That's the name that sticks. The old PSN name.
Stinky log. It's a great name.
The stinky log.
Evelyn was like, who's a stinky log?
Me.
Yeah, you wouldn't understand.
Me.
But yeah, that was interesting. It was a fun surprise. I had a great birthday. It was lovely.
Yeah.
Many funs as we had.
What cake did you have?
Oh, I had a Victoria spongy, but it was massive, and it had like frozen strawberries on top, but don't look like strawberries. They look like just, it was lovely. Amazing cake. Very, very good cake, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I was worshipped for my birthday.
Yeah.
My whole weekend. She was so nice to me. And then as soon as it was over, she treated me like a cunt again. So
standard.
Annoyingly, I tried to stretch it out, because she does like a birthday weekend. So you get like Saturday, Sunday. No one can say no to daddy.
Yeah.
He can get what he wants and play the games if he wants. Blah blah. And then Monday rolls round. It's bank holiday. I thought, am I going to squeeze another day?
Another one in. Yeah.
She was like, no, cunt.
It's done.
You're done. I said, but if anything, this should be more my birthday, because I was born on May Day. I was born on the bank holiday Monday. So, but she won't have none of it.
She won't having it, which is fair enough.
Yeah, it was.
That's how we roll.
She was very kind to me. It was a lovely experience. Went to a farm. Went to Jimmy's farm. You ever heard of that?
No. Where's that?
Highly recommend it. It's near Ipswich. It's about 45 minutes. Very, very good. You can take the dogs.
I won't be taking my dogs into a farm. They'll go absolutely rabid.
There's only 2 places in the country, that being one of them, that you can take animals to, like the farm.
Yeah.
It's got polar bears there. It's got Arctic wolves, Arctic foxes.
I feel like that shouldn't be allowed.
So cool.
Polar bears on a farm.
That's what I mean. Vader's probably one of the only dogs in existence to see a polar bear.
Probably not the... Where the fuck do they put that?
Like massive enclosures. Massive.
Yeah.
And the wolves, they get kept quite far away, because canines, diseases and that.
Yeah. Just in case they come out and start
But-
fucking.
Probably one of the nicest, cleanest places I've ever been. Like,
Yeah.
beautiful, lovely walks, massive horses, meerkats, like I say, polar bears.
So it wasn't a farm, it was a zoo.
It's just called Jimmy's Farm.
Jimmy's Farm. Just a big old zoo.
There's parrots where we eat. We had a little food in the restaurant, sitting outside, and then there's like a massive enclosure with parrots in there. And I said to Tommy, I said, parrots can talk, you know. He went, no, they can't. I said, they can. He went, hello. He went, hello. I was like, oh, I didn't expect that.
Fantastic. Perfect.
Expect that. And then he said, what did he say? He said, shut your mouth. And he went, shut your mouth. So this is
Great.
brilliant. The toilets are very interesting. They're like cylinder shaped, and then you open the door, go in, and it's just like what would seem like, you know, a normal toilet. You sit on the toilet seat, and it's just a hole in the floor with shit in it.
Yeah, nice.
So naturally, I recorded a little video for proof. Someone else's poo in there, you can see.
That is just someone else's poo.
Yeah.
Oh, whilst we're showing pictures of poo, do you want to see what I produced this morning? I actually forgot to show any of the lads.
Camels.
There's camels.
There's polar bear.
I had a couple of splats.
Nice. That's a messy one. That's what we call an eaten mess.
It's not good. Seeing a polar bear in a field for me doesn't seem normal.
Yeah, but it's got like a little cool chamber and stuff.
Yeah, but put it in a fucking freezer, not a cool chamber.
Listen, I don't know the logistics, but they obviously know what they're doing. Otherwise, they wouldn't be allowed to keep polar bears. But that's very cool.
Yeah, true. Games. Should we go on to games?
Yes. I was just talking about my birthday. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. What you been doing?
What have I been doing? I've been probably just playing COD, to be honest.
So we should go with me then.
No, I played a bit DayZ.
Okay.
Got back on that. I haven't done a lot. Looted a few houses, hid in it, and then just gone on there once or twice, and then realised it's really dark. And then just logged out. I did play Baldur's Gate for about 20 minutes because I love it, and then it just filled me with joy, and then I stopped playing it.
Yep.
And, you know, I know that you've been playing Expedition 33 because I've seen you on it and I saw the Patreon chat. So please be sensitive due to the spoilers, because I have read that it is one of the most spoilery games you can ever play. Even seeing someone's shoulder allegedly is a spoiler for some reason. Yeah, and it's like almost impossible to not spoil it. So when you do talk about it, please be as vague as possible.
That's going to be very difficult because I don't know what considers as a spoiler.
Well, I guess anything within the first couple of hours ain't a big deal because you're going to see it in the first couple of hours. But yeah, I am interested to know your thoughts. I've looked into it. I'm not sure it's for me solely because of my weird taste in games. It's very, it's like modern-y fantasy kind of shit, and I just like them separate. I don't like them merging the two. So it has to be fantasy or modern. I don't like the two combined.
Oh, what, because it's set in a modern Paris?
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's apocalyptic.
Yeah, it kind of puts it off.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Well, you need to change that mindset completely because you're in Paris for about 5 seconds and then you're gone. You're in a world. Completely different world.
Painted world of
the fracture.
Yeah, I've seen a few things. I've seen the painter, and I know what it means that you have to. That's the age. 44. Everyone's going to die. I know the basics, but I know nothing more than that. So go ahead.
I would say from my 10 something hours, I think that I put into it, 10, 12 hours. I feel like that's a decent amount of time to get a gauge of how the game is going. You know what I mean? I feel like if you've thrown half a day's worth of gameplay into it, then you know what's going on. That is a game of the year contender all day, all fucking day. No ifs, buts, or maybes. Now that GTA 6 is not coming out this year, which we'll talk about later, that is a contender, a big one. And the fact that was made by 30 odd devs, ex Ubisoft,
and the story was written by a random geezer on Reddit.
Yeah. Same with the composer for the music. I think they got off like Craigslist or something like that. Just random fucking mishmash of people, and it's fantastic. I didn't like the look of it. Well, no, I did like the look of it, but I didn't at the same time because it was obviously turn-based combat, and I'm just not a massive fan of that. However, I got into the algorithm of it, so I was seeing loads of shit. I've seen a couple of tiny spoilers, but I don't know what it's spoiling. So they're not really spoilers. I just know that at some point I'm going to meet certain things and people and whatever, which I'm still excited for. And the bit that draws you in the most out of anything is that it's 45 quid. So you're not paying full whack for this game. So I was like, right, well, fuck it. I'll go out on a whim here and I'll buy it, and then we'll see what's going on. And at first, when I was playing it, I was getting slightly annoyed because the dialogue is very much almost like Pokemon. You know, where the bar comes up and then you have to press X for it to go through to the next bit and then X for the next bit. So it kind of, if you're skipping it at the wrong time, it kind of messes around with the fluidity of the conversation. It'd be like me saying a sentence and then waiting for you to press X until I can carry on. It doesn't really, you know what I mean? It doesn't work. So the first sort of like half an hour when you're in like the intro bit or whatever, I was a bit like, fuck it, this is giving me Final Fantasy vibes. I don't like this. I'm not down for that kind of shit. And pushed through that half an hour, and then you start to work out what is going on. And like you said, there's a paintress, and it started at number 100. There's this big, she's like sat there on a chair or whatever, and there's a big fucking golden number behind her on like some archway thing out in the sea. And every year she stands up and fucking wipes it clean and then goes down a number, and it's called the gommage. And basically the number that it rolls onto, anyone who's that age, they die. They're done. So you're part of this population that is trying to... every year they send out an expedition to the paintress because they're trying to kill her so that they can hopefully stop her jotting the time down. And yeah, that's hence the name Expedition 33, because lo and behold, if the number's gone down to 33 in your Expedition 33. And at that point, you leave Paris. You don't see that place again. Well, so far I haven't. You're now thrusted into fantasy world. So that thought of mixing modern between fantasy, it's not like that at all. You get rid of that because you're not in there. And even when you are at the beginning and you're in Paris, it isn't fucking what you think it is. I'd liken that more to a brighter Bloodborne type setting. Less fire and fucking beasts everywhere. It's a festival, for fuck's sake.
But my point being, like, it's the Eiffel Tower's there. There's buildings.
Yeah, for fucking half an hour.
No. But that's what I'm saying. That setting. So I got it that it was in a modern setting just by seeing the main one of the main characters, I guess, in a fucking tie, and I was like, oh, well, that's not normal. That's like that, and he's in a house or something. I was just like, well, I can't separate the two. I don't know. My brain's just weird like that, man.
The expedition has a sort of uniform to it, to what they wear, but you can change it a little bit. But I wouldn't let that affect anything. And anyway, you go on your expedition, and obviously it's pretty much a death sentence because there's all of the expeditions before you have not made it back. So the consensus is that if you go on an expedition, you're basically killing yourself. But you can volunteer to go on the expedition pretty much whenever you want. So there's a person on the expedition who's your their guardian, basically. I think she's maybe like, I don't know, I'd say like 19 or something like that. So people are kicking off because they're like, you're throwing your life away. You've got like some good years ahead of you, dead set. And then yeah, you end up in this place, and it's just so fucking fun. The combat is so fun. It's so good for a turn based. The bit that I really enjoy about it is so your characters, because you do build a party as you're going. Everyone has their own unique skills, and they are unique, but they all synergize really well with each other. So they've all got different elements like fire, frost, all that, earth, all that shit. But they all do different things, and so like the main person, Gustav, he's got an ability where he'll like fire a gun at someone and it leaves a fucking mark on them. Well, the next person might have an ability where any target that's marked, they'll do 50% more damage to them, and then they'll also do some fire damage. And then the next one, fucking, if the target's being affected by fire, they'll do this, that, and that. And the abilities look really fucking cool. And then what I think is quite nice with it, which I haven't really seen much in turn-based combat, is the ability to parry, dodge, and avoid incoming abilities. So rather than you just waiting for your turn again, you're still actively in the combat. And I feel like that just makes it that more engaging, and it's not too hard. It's kind of soul. Why does my mic keep going? It's kind of Soulsborne-like in a sense of you have to learn an enemy's mechanics, because you imagine you're going to fight an enemy, you can't do what you would normally do in, say, something like Elden Ring, where you can run around and then see what the enemy's going to do before engaging. Obviously, where this is turn-based, you've got no choice but to see what happens, and there have been quite a few times where I've just flat out been mullered, whether it's enemies that are too difficult for me at the time or what, but fucking Soulsborne mind, if it bleeds, it dies. So any enemy that I've come across where I probably shouldn't be fucking killing it yet, I've killed them, because I'll just keep going back. It works like checkpoints, so they're like flags where you can rest up, heal yourself, much like a fucking bonfire. That resets all the enemies that's in the area. So you have this big map, which is like an overhead view when you're in this big area, and there's loads of different little realms, pretty much, that you're being taken to. And once you enter one of those areas, there's no longer a mini map. You can't see where you are. You just have to figure it all out yourself, and that's basically like your mission, pretty much. So far, I'm just following the story where it's telling me to go, but as far as I'm aware, I've got the freedom to go wherever I want, I think. And yeah, it's just cool. You get different weapons, attributes, so like agility, vitality, all that shit, luck. So you can tailor your character to certain builds and things like that. And it's just fun, man. It's very fun. And when you cast an ability, like a skill, it makes you do a skill check for that ability to make it more powerful or give you certain buffs and shit like that. It's quite cool.
Is there other characters, or is it just that geezer and three birds?
So far, I've got the geezer, and then the two women is as far as I've got. But I don't know how much gameplay there is. I don't know how big the game is, so I have no idea.
See, all I've seen is because games like that, you want to be able to. For me, I like to be able to change the party to how I want the party to be. I know you can mess around with their abilities and all that sort of stuff, from what I've seen. But yeah, it just looks like they're geezer and three birds for the whole game. I don't know if that is.
It probably is, because
the story is based around them. So I guess.
Yeah. Because you again, I don't know how, because it is spoiler. I can't really word it, but but that would make sense that the people that you've seen are the people that you will be playing as, because from what happens when you enter the world going after the paintress, the events that unfold almost instantly dictate who's there and who isn't. So it would make sense that those are your set people. But the shit that you're able to do with them is very fun. Very, very fun. Like I say, I don't know how long the gameplay is, but I'm having a fucking blast with it at the moment. It's so fun, and it looks so good.
It does look
good. The graphics on it are just... It's so fucking sick. And I haven't come across any enemies yet where I'm not enjoying the combat. If that makes sense. They're all quite unique, which I like. And yeah, I thought it was going to be very Final Fantasy, but I don't think that it is. I'm not getting that vibe anymore since I've now left fucking Paris, and there's not just a flourish of dialogue being thrown at me. It just feels like a really nice, polished game.
I haven't really heard anything bad about it, only glowing praise. I've seen one thing that people are like, fucking hell, get your head out your arses, it's not that good, but there's always going to be the underline, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, it teeters on the edge of, because the combat is fun, but it's also, it's as simple as you want to make it. If you want to kill an enemy by just fucking hacking and slashing, then you can. If you want to make it as complicated as you like and go, right, well, if I use this ability lined up with that one and blah, 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 then you can. It's more or less fucking playing Pokemon. If you want to kill an enemy with Surf, be my guest. But if you want to if you want to fucking swap out Pokemon because you can do this and then you can do that and you want to paralyze that one and put that one to sleep, then by all means, you crack on and do that. It's completely down to how you want to play it as the consumer. But it does play that fine line of, this is really enjoyable, and then this could get really boring really quick. So I've noticed that, like, when you're in the big open world, there's still enemies that you can run into. A lot of them are very much the same. So because of that, they have the same health that you're used to and everything. So therefore, if you want to get through those enemies quickly, you can use the exact same rotation because you know it works. There's no sort of like hiccups there. And there have been a couple of times where, like, I've killed an enemy, turned the corner, and then there's the same enemy in the same layout. So you go, right, well, I can just do, but they're kind of like filler enemies, which is fine. But at the same time, if you're having to do that for most of the game, then I could see it getting annoying. But when you've got the introduction of different abilities and stuff like that, and you can swap them out, then it's as fun as you make it.
Yeah, I mean, also we have to always take into consideration how many people made that and what they've done with their resources. So,
yeah,
kudos to them, right?
It's very good. It will be a strong contender, 100%.
Oh yeah, that's all I've heard is how.
If it was £70, I reckon it would still do pretty decent. But I like the fact that it's £45 makes it just that little bit better, because you go, fucking hell, I'm getting all of this for not even full price standards of a game.
Okay, so I can tell you about the companions if you like, or you can not be told. It's up to you.
How many are there?
I can tell you whether you can or can't.
What?
Swap them out.
Can you swap them out?
Yes.
Oh, you can?
Yes. So it says...
Oh, yeah.
I won't obviously read what I shouldn't be reading, but yeah, it says, in Clair, Obscur, Expedition 33, you can have different companions in your party by switching between characters. You can have a party of up to 3 characters at a time, allowing you to explore the game with different combinations. You need to find and recruit all redacted other playable characters, excluding Gustav.
Yeah.
Luckily, there are no missable party members in the game, so you don't have to worry about searching every nook and cranny in hopes of finding the new characters.
Yeah.
I won't tell you how many there are. I will off a thing if you want.
Because I think there's... I don't know... I'm trying to avoid Googling anything. There is one enemy that wasn't attacking me that I've spoken to, and they wanted a certain thing. I've given them that certain thing. That thing then ran out, so they now want more of that thing. So it's like, I don't know if me continuing to give them what they want will allow them to be my companion. I'm not sure, but they were sort of like near the beginning. So I would have to go back for that. But again, I'd have to Google to see, because there's a high chance that they're not a companion or anything, and I could just kill them if I wanted to.
It's interesting that there is other companions, because it's a very story-heavy game, what I've seen. And obviously, I don't know what people are talking about, but obviously, I'm on Twitter a lot, just looking at gaming news and stuff. And of all the people that are playing it, every single person, I've always seen a tweet from them saying the same shit. It's always been, oh my fucking god, the end of chapter 1. Oh my god, the end of chapter... And then it's people finishing, oh, tears, joy, laughter, what one of the best experiences in gaming I've ever had. And that is like resounding across the board from everybody that's playing it. So that shit must be hitting some heavy hitters. I can't remember who I watched. I think it was Skill Up. You know Skill Up.
I like Skill Up.
It was either him or Luke, someone who I watch. and they said, yeah, like it's impossible not to spoil this game. So like, like there was a point. It said even watching trailers and stuff or reviews, there is like as I said, there's a point where you see something on someone's shoulder, and that's literally a spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, it's the most spoiler heavy game you'll ever see. So there must be some wild shit that goes down for it to be that spoiler heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm quite sensitive to it, because I do want to play it. But I just, at the moment, I'm hooked on other shit, bro. Do you know what I mean? Get it in me.
What fucking Call of Duty.
Pretty much. No, I just, I started a new career mode on FIFA. Not that you care. I'm playing as Portsmouth. Changed all the sliders to make it realistic.
Portsmouth. Why Portsmouth?
Just bringing back Pompey's glory days.
Yeah.
I never play as West Ham.
No.
I do if I'm just playing against other people.
Yeah. There's no point.
When I do career mode or football manager, I've always start as a different club. I started playing football manager on the Steam Deck. That works fucking saucily.
Dangerously well.
Yeah. It doesn't say that it's playable, but yet every single aspect of it is perfect.
Yeah.
Even more perfect than using a computer, I might say.
There'll be one tiny thing that makes it unplayable.
Yeah, it doesn't say unplayable. It just doesn't say anything, really. I think it might even say playable, but with their little asterisks, I'm not sure. But yeah, I didn't expect it to be like a thing. So I put that on, loaded it up to see if it worked. I was like, this works too well. This is for another time. So let's put that back. Otherwise, that's me. Mm-hmm. So no football manager stories yet. Yeah. So
how are you getting on as Portsmouth? Where are we at?
Well, I played one friendly game. I started it last night.
Fucking hell.
I've got a career mode where I was Colchester. But yeah, I got them up quite a bit. I think I got them into either Premier League or into Championship playoffs. I can't remember. Fucking, it was a long time ago. But yeah, so that's a little side project. I'll just plug away at that. I've been playing a lot of Warzone with the boys. I've been watching a lot of football. I've been jumping on DayZ for 20 minutes at a time. Get some resources and then turn it off when it gets dark.
How are you thinking about GTA 6? Did you like the second trailer?
What astounded me, right? Obviously, this is prior to trailer coming out, and I might have even said it to Gem, not that she has any idea or give a fuck about what I'm telling her, but the fact that they just went bang, Instagram, here is the release date for GTA. I was like, you could put a trailer out or anything out just for the release date and get fucking 50 million views and just make money off that. Mm-hmm. Like, that's mental to me that they didn't do that. But then obviously they've put the trailer out regardless, so I suppose it's thing. Not sure if I'd have preferred the release date in the trailer just to make it more exciting, and then that gumph afterwards about why. But
it's got 93 million views
on
just YouTube.
Insane. What's interesting to me is the fact that whole trailer was captured on base PS5, and it is gameplay and
in-game cinematics and in-game play,
which is astounding to me.
And I'm literally just looking at it now. The bit at the beginning in the trailer when he's talking to that geezer, he's on the balcony, there's a geezer by the truck. That transition from him saying goodbye and then he walks into the building. That is gameplay.
100%.
That is gameplay. That's the first thing that I thought when I see that.
When he walked in, I thought it was going to switch to him.
That's a transition of gameplay. And there's fun enough, we were talking about it. Me, Leon, and Connor. Wow, Connor. About because Leon said, "Do you think that Series X is going to be able to run that at 60 frames per second?"
Series S
or X and S.
S is the shit version.
Yeah.
X is I think S is the shit
S
version.
is the shit version, or the lesser version.
The X is no
and X is the same as the PS5. Yeah, I think that was the question. Is do you think that that's going to run at 60 frames per second? And I said I'd like to think so, that it's going to run as it's supposed to. Realistically, do I care about frames per second? No, if it runs smooth, I don't really give a fuck. But at the same time, it's difficult to work out, because what Leon was saying is that when GTA 5 came out, obviously it was more tailored towards the PS4 than it was the PS3 because but like Connor pointed out, the PS4 came out really not long after GTA 5 released. So they knew there was going to be a longevity there, so it would have been tailored more towards the PS4 than the PS3. I still remember playing GTA 5 on the PS3, which I think is fucking mental.
It's crazy, isn't it?
To think that is fucking stupid. I was in school, for fuck's sake. Like, not normal. And I was saying that I don't believe that GTA 6 is going to release and not be able to play exactly how we're seeing it on the PS5. I think it should be able to do that. Obviously, I know you've got the PS5 Pro. I don't think they're going to be tailoring this towards a PS6. Do you know how much a fucking Pro is? 800 quid.
No, it ain't. That's ridiculous.
Fucking Google it.
No,
Google it.
No, that just pisses me off.
750 quid, I think I see on Very.
Yeah, never.
Ridiculous. Buy a PC. At that point, that money's going towards a PC. But from the trailer looks fucking mental.
There'll be no fucking. I don't know what I was going to say. Just ignore me. Sorry.
Sorry, you did a massive sniff.
Yeah.
So I was expecting you to come out with something.
I was about to say something really cool, and then 660 quid.
Yeah.
On Amazon.
That's still a lot of money.
It's a fucking shit ton of money, bruv. You can get a PS5 digital 389. I mean, they'll release it for PS5, right? If it plays at 30 FPS, it plays at 30 FPS. But, as you've said, rightfully, it will go into PS6, probably PS7.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just going to get the same treatment you got with the other ones. Upgrade for X amount or free, whatever route they choose to go down. So it doesn't really matter. And also, games like this, think of The Last of Us 1. That came out on PS3.
Mm-hmm.
That's boundary pushing shit. That's what they do. Like the when PS5's or initial life cycle of a console is never dictating the power of the console, right? It's always like the bare minimum because developers are working for a system in its infancy. They don't know the power or how much they can press with. A lot of the time they're working on games for PS5, say for example, years before PS5 exists. So they get given like the base knowledge of the PS5 and maybe a prototype of it, but they don't know the full capabilities of it. Yeah. So until they've worked with it for years and years and know its intricacies, they're never going to be able to build it to its maximum capacity, where Rockstar always pushes things to the absolute limit, like Naughty Dog did with Last of Us. Last of Us, you think Last of Us 1, I remember playing that and being like, how the fuck is this thing real?
Yeah,
like, the graphics for that were mind-boggling.
Yeah, mental.
And now you look back and you think, that looks pants.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was like, fuck me, you know, and that's pushing it to its limit. So that's all it'll do. It very well might run at 30 FPS, but at that point, you just go, well, it's not going to be like this forever. And
but also, if it runs smooth, I just don't.
Bruv, it's GTA 6. Who gives a fuck? If it runs at 10, I'm buying that shit. How
much
you want? 200 quid?
That was basically my closing fucking comment was, regardless of how much it costs, what state it is, every single person that has the ability to play it is going to buy it and is going to play it.
There's geezers at work now that haven't played computer games for years. It's like they're buying a PS5 for GTA. You know what I mean? That's for someone that doesn't play computer games, that's a £500 outlay for a PlayStation 5 and a game.
But did they buy an Xbox for Starfield?
No. No. So they're not pro gamers like me, are they? Fucking.
They've got it. They've. It's under lock and key. It's there. Like they don't have to do anything. And we spoke about this last time we spoke about GTA. They do not have to do a single fucking thing. No marketing, no nothing. They didn't have to release that trailer at all. Nothing. I feel like they're just swinging a dick at this point. They release trailer 2, shadow drop it, just bang, there you go, see you later. And then the following day, come out with an announcement, a statement from the company themselves saying, oh, by the way, that trailer that you just see is all gameplay and in-game cinematics. See you later.
Yeah, see you in a year.
It's not rendered or anything. That is what the game looks like. Ciao.
Interestingly, as well, their release date for this is actually the same day.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah, because
they give off them vibes.
Yeah, because that's what they've been likened to, Jason and Lucia.
I've seen all these things like, here's 100 things you missed in the trailer, and I've just ignored every single one of them.
13, literally, because I typed in GTA 6 trailer 2 to see the view count. I've scrolled 2 videos down. 13 tiny details and Easter eggs I missed in GTA 6 trailer 2 one day ago. 329,000 views from TGG.
Yeah, he's the something gorilla or something.
Yeah, like a gorilla. Yeah. GTA 6 trailer breakdown. 100+ Easter eggs you missed. Trailer 2 19 hours ago. 100+ Easter eggs you missed in a 2-minute trailer. Shut the fuck up.
It does look bonkers, man. It does look bonkers. I see the physics of the liquid in the beer bottle. Yeah. That's the only thing I've seen, and
that's all I've fucking seen.
I was like, that is actually mental, because you can only see that if they zoomed right in, and I was just like, what the fuck?
But at the same time, everyone's sitting there, including myself, going, yeah, this is mental, this looks mega, blah, blah, blah. It fucking should. It's been a long old time. Like, fair play, fantastic. Thank you, Rockstar. This is great. But at the same time, this is what I fucking expect. I don't expect anything less.
It's going to come out and people are going to complain.
Of course they're going to fucking complain.
Because they're never going to reach the heights people expected.
Everyone's going to complain.
Impossible.
But at the same time, everyone's also going to say, shut the fuck up.
Take my money, bitch.
Who cares?
Yeah, take my money, bro.
Like that, the power that it's basically like the Pope for religion. It's like this is what it is.
It's the magnum opus of video games.
Of
GTA
everything.
is the pinnacle of video games.
This is what we wanted, and what is even more crazy is that it's self-propelled hype. We've done this ourselves as a community. Everyone has hyped this game up themselves. They released one trailer, and then give it over a year. Released another trailer that still gives very little away. First trailer gave basically fuck all away. Second trailer basically gives fuck all away. And that's it. And then there you go, run around with that, kids.
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
My initial reaction when I saw the release date was like, I have to try and stay alive for another year.
And you know what's even more crazy is we all thought that it was coming out this year. Well, I didn't, because we actually made a bet on it. Still can't remember what that bet actually is. I have no idea. No one gives a fuck. No one cares, Ash. Do they? The general consensus of it being delayed. There's no outcry. No one's like going fucking burn them. That's what I'm saying. Everyone's like, yeah, okay.
The trouble is though, it's because we're not starved, mate. The amount of games that are coming out that are like top notch, like just quality, bro. You got that Clair Obscur, like no one give that a fucking fighting chance. Everyone was like, it's just coming out just after Oblivion. Make sure you give this game a watch. And everyone's like, what the fuck is this? Is a masterpiece. Where's this come from? And then you've got Oblivion just shadow dropping. Be like, what the fuck is Oblivion? Like remade. Wow. And before that, you've got fucking, you've got Ghost of GOTY coming. You've got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Did you see the collector's edition of Ghost of GOTY?
Yes, I did. Not for me though.
Tasty. I think it looks tasty. £203.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
It's a tasty one.
Yeah, but it's not Gin Sky, so I'm not interested. Told you this.
Yeah, but you get a bust.
Yeah, but I'm not
You
buying the game.
No, you don't get a bust. You get a mask.
I'm not interested in the game.
You're going to miss out on a massive game. Connor's going to forget you.
Of course I am. But that's just the way I live. Yeah, the games... And I'm kind of happy from a... what's the word? A neutral standpoint, because I feel like games like Clair Obscur, KCD2, they should be genuinely in with a chance of winning Game of the Year. They should be going there thinking we might win this. Yeah. GTA comes out, no one's winning nothing. It's unfair.
Yeah.
So for the fact that they're now going to have a chance, they're probably going up against each other. Man, they need them accolades, bro. Because that's the new thing. It never used to be a thing. Game of the Year, little awards. No one really cares too much. Now it's like a big event, isn't it? It matters.
GTA 6 comes out. It's the equivalent to throwing fucking Liverpool in Sunday League. Like, there's just no point. There ain't any point in fucking trying to beat that. It's you watch how many games were planning on coming out May 2026 that will now not be coming out May 2026, or will be coming out on the fucking 1st of May to just try and squeeze as much of that in, or they'll just do it. But even then, you need 4-month buffer either side.
You need to get the fuck out of the way.
Get out of the way, because if
delay your game a year. If it was coming out in 2026, bring it out in 2027.
Yeah,
bro.
because
Or bring it forward.
But even the other fucking problem. So GTA 6 comes out 26th of May. Do not release a game for 2-3 months after that because no one's going to be interested. Then online's going to come out. Do not release a game 2 years after that because everyone's going to be playing that. Every single person. Everyone will have rinsed the campaign and then we'll all be fucking screaming for online because I want to beat someone up with a dildo. And then boom, that's going to drop. It's going to be it's going to be one of the worst releases that you'll ever experience because it will be, and we'll all complain and we'll all kick off, and then a month after it'll be absolutely fine and it'll just be business as usual. And we won't be interested in anything else.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it's going to work. We'll all regress back to what we were when GTA 5 came out. Every single one of us.
Hermits.
Yep.
Little rats.
See you later. Uru.
Uru.